What is up, everybody? Welcome to another video. Yes, it's windy outside. Yes, it's more magic because you guys liked the last one. And yes, when it's all over, you might just be able to fool your grandma. Alright guys, so let's learn the double lift. Okay, so the double lift isn't exactly a magic trick in itself. It's more of a tool for a magic trick, okay? So, all a double lift is instead of flipping over one card off the top of the deck, you're flipping over two cards. Alright? So, there's lots of different kinds of double lifts out there, but I'm going to be teaching the strike double because that's the one I prefer to use and it's easy. There's a lot of harder ones that probably are better, but we're just going to stick with this one for now. Alright, so the strike double looks something like this. So that's two cards. So basically all I'm doing is when I go to flip over one card, I'm just taking two cards. Alright? See there? I have two cards. So how I'm doing that is I'm applying pressure with my thumb to bend the cards. So you can see when it's bent like this, it leaves a ridge on this side for me to grab with my first finger. And I'm able to grab two cards. So you get a feel for it over time. It takes a lot of practice, which that's just how magic is. So what I'm doing is I'm applying pressure. I come in with my first finger and I take up two cards. Okay? So from the top, apply pressure. Your first finger is coming in between your ring and your pinky finger. Alright, so make sure there's space there. You're coming in and you're peeling up two cards. So I just have two cards off the deck. My thumb is still on. And while my thumb is still on, my middle finger comes in as my first finger slides up. Alright, so at this point you have your thumb on, your first finger at the top, and your middle finger at the bottom. And then your thumb is going to make contact on top of the cards in between your first finger and middle finger. Alright? And then you're just going to slide it up, letting go with your thumb, and drop it on top. Alright, so here's what you don't want to do. You don't want to leave it right on top. Or you don't want to flip it over right on top, because then you just have to go right into another double lift. So what you want to do is hit your double lift, and then when you get to this point here, you slide back, and then you lay it on. And that way, you leave this gap back here for you to just pick up, and then you have both cards in your hands. So how that works is you hit your double lift, you slide it back and down, and your thumb goes on top, and you're applying pressure so that it doesn't split like it did here for me. Alright? So you're applying pressure with your thumb so that the cards don't split. And how you get back from here is you're going to come in with your first finger, you're going to make contact with the bottom corner, you're going to peel it up, and still applying pressure with this thumb, you're going to put your finger, you're going to slide it up, have your middle finger come in, contact, and then your thumb, and then let go with this thumb, and slide it, and drop it on top. Alright, so one more time, we have from this, you're applying pressure with your thumb, first finger comes in, flips it over, goes back, thumb goes on top, first finger goes under, middle finger goes under, and your thumb goes on top, and then back on. Alright, so you're probably wondering, what do I use this for? Well, there's lots of different things you can use it for, but one thing I'm going to show you today is a card control. So all that is taking the spectator's selected card and controlling it to the top of the deck. So here's what it looks like. After you've learned the double lift, you can see they have the 4 clubs. So you show it around, this is the card they're supposed to remember. Alright, you flip it over, and you take the top card off, which they think is their card, but in reality, it's a completely random card. Their card is actually second from top, because you did the double lift, right? So you're taking a random card, you don't show them, you take it off the top of the deck, you don't show them, keep it face down, put it into the center of the deck, so that's going into the middle of the deck, and then, boom, it's on the top. So one more time, you flip it over, they see the card, you take it without showing them, you put it in the center of the deck, and boom, it's on top. So using that same principle, you can do the double lift, and then put the top card, which is not their card, on the ground, or on a table. You're probably on a table if you're doing magic in public. So, and then you just put the deck on top, square it up, and boom, it's on the top. Right, so one other thing you can do with the double lift is sort of like a card change. I'll show you how it's done here. So what you're going to do is remember the top card before you do the trick. So in this case, the Ace of Hearts. So I'm just going to remember that. And then when you go up to do the trick, you're going to pull the double lift, and you're going to say, I think I can make this 7 of clubs change. All right? And obviously, they don't really know what's going to happen. But you put it back on, snap your fingers, do a little jig, and then take the top card, and it changed. So an important thing to keep in mind when performing magic tricks is not to make it look like a magic trick. So I know that sounds weird, but what you want to do is make it look as smooth and as comfortable as possible, because if you turn over a card like this, people are going to know that you're tricking them. So you want to make it look smooth and not rushed. If you rush it, people are going to know what's going on. You want to take your time. You want to make it look smooth and comfortable, all right? Slow. Yeah. So just keep that in mind. Well, there you go. Hope you liked it. Hope you learned something. And if you did, drop a comment. And I really hope you're subscribed, because if you're not, that guy might still be under your pillow. And he brought a friend this time. Sweet dreams.